My name is Don K. Preston. I am the president of Preterist Research Institute of Ardmore, Oklahoma. We're looking at the doctrine of the resurrection of 1 Corinthians 15 through the lens of the new creation. And we've been focused on Isaiah chapter 65 and 66. This is going to be a very, very brief video, but the point here is absolutely astoundingly important. In both Isaiah 65 and Isaiah 66, in the discussion of the new creation, in both of those passages, the new creation is posited very firmly, absolutely undeniably, absolutely irrefutably, at the time of the destruction of Old Covenant Jerusalem and the temple. Do you catch the power of that? Listen, the amillennial world does not teach that doctrine. The postmillennial world does not teach this truth. The dispensational world does not accept this truth. But in Isaiah 65, 13 and following, Yahweh speaking to Old Covenant Israel, the people that he said, I've stretched out my arms all the day long to a gainsaying and disobedient people. I called, but you did not answer. What would be the result? The Lord God will slay you. Call his people by a new name. For behold, I create new heavens and new earth. Isaiah 66, a voice in the temple. This is a voice of doom and destruction. The Lord said, I will bring on them what they fear the most. The great day of the Lord in flaming fire, and the new heaven and the new earth. Let me reiterate this. There is no futurist eschatology that I'm aware of, okay? There is no futurist eschatology that I'm aware of that accepts, that teaches that the new heaven and the new earth would only come at the time of the destruction of Old Covenant Israel, the city, and the temple. Do you know what that means? It means that unless 2 Peter 3 and unless Revelation chapter 21 are speaking of a new heaven and a new earth that is totally, absolutely, 100% different from the Old Testament passages, Old Testament prophecies from which they are drawing, from which they are quoting. But unless they are looking for a radically different new heaven, new earth to be established at a radically different time, at a different context and framework, then it means that the new heaven and new earth of 2 Peter 3 and Revelation was to come at the time of the destruction of Old Covenant Israel, Jerusalem, and the temple. And thus I say this with all boldness, with as much kindness and respect that is proper and due. If you're a futurist, but if your futurist doctrine, does not have place in it for the yet future destruction of Old Covenant Israel, Jerusalem, and the temple, which was destroyed in AD 70, then your doctrine is false. I'm sorry, folks. It's just that easy. It's just that simple. It is just that profound. And it is just that irrefutable. So we'll see you on the flip side.